All right, welcome to the Let It Fly show. I am Michael Severe, joined by Josh Jones. Of course, you know him from Omaha Central and, of course, Creighton University, known as the Blue Jays.
Sometimes it's backwards.
One word, not two.
Oh, Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you don't want to be Toronto.
No.
That's the Blue Jays.
Right.
You guys are the Blue Jays.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you know Creighton's
mascot?
No, it used to be called the Hilltoppers.
I've heard that, but I didn't know it until – what was I doing? I was doing some sort of research on something stupid, and like I always do, and it said Hilltop, which is descriptive.
Yeah, it is.
Because you're on the top of a hill.
Exactly.
Makes a ton of sense.
Right.
As always, we are recording this inside of the Let It Fly Sports Bar in the Capital District.
Yep.
It is an elevated sports bar experience for you, whether it's the food or all the TVs, the excitement, the drinks. $2 tequila Jello shots.
Right.
Which I see. See, I've had a Jello shot. I don't think I've ever had a tequila Jello shot.
No.
We made them when I was in high school.
Right.
With Everclear.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Oh, you was lit.
Yeah, I know. And then when I got to college, it was made with rum.
For sure.
That's how we made it.
That sounds good.
Yeah, they were delicious.
Yeah, for sure.
And you know what? That's a bad thing.
It is.
Because when it tastes that good to you, you have too many. And you don't want to have too many.
Come down
of
and
anything.
get one.
Come on down and get one. It's not just that. Every single day.
Right.
We've got specials going on during the week.
Yep.
We're taping this on a Tuesday, so you got the tacos.
Taco Tuesdays.
And then Wednesday.
Wing Wednesdays. Thursdays is
the steak and
freaks.
That's right.
And then Friday is the dip.
French dip. My favorite sandwich. And then on Mondays, they got specials as well.
I should know this.
Usually it involves pizza pie. So that's awesome, too. And don't forget, a lot of great drinks, a lot of great specials when you're doing both the happy hour and the reverse happy hour.
Yes.
So whether you're coming early.
And reverse is early in night.
Yeah. Late reverse, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m.
Right.
And then the regular happy hour is from 3 to 6.
There you go.
So if you're here right now, you're getting the happy hour pricing.
Yeah.
Which is a good deal.
That's a win.
We're going to do something special. We don't have a guest this day because just like we've done the first 2 years, we've done this show.
Yep.
We have predicted what Nebraska's record's going to be.
We have.
And we're going to go through each game. I got some stats for you. I tell you who's coming back, who's not. We'll go through each game. In the end, we'll pick the game. At the end, we will add them all up.
Yep.
If we have to, somebody will take off a shoe because, we only got 10 fingers. We got 12 games. And then we will that'll be our prediction for the season.
We should go back and see what we predicted in the past. We were very accurate each time.
Well, last year.
Very accurate.
So last year, the first year, we both said 6-6.
Yes, we did.
And they're 5-7.
You were one game ahead of me last year, though.
Last year, we said 7-5.
Yes.
Right? And they ended up 6-6.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. So then, of course, they won the bowl game, which made them 7-6, which is good for them. Let's do headlines before we get to do that.
Yep.
It's still this whole Scott Frost thing. It happened last Tuesday when we were taping the show.
Yeah.
During Big 12 Media Days, and it's funny that it goes on this long. Right? Scott Frost answers a question from Chris Vanini of The Athletic.
Right.
David Ubben, longtime reporter for The Athletic, is there as well. They're in a room. They ask him simply what he learned from Nebraska.
I ain't learned.
His answer was, now it could have been a whole bunch of answers, was don't take the wrong job. Well, of course, Nebraska fans think, well, you say that, you're trying to say that Nebraska is the wrong job.
Dang.
Which he's for him it was the wrong job, right? Or he could have said something like, I didn't know what to expect. I should have. I worked hard as I could.
Man.
And what I learned was winning ain't easy.
Right.
And he could have just stopped right there.
Yeah, but what I learned is this shit going to haunt him forever. That Nebraska job, bro, is the biggest regret of his
there's no doubt. I mean, maybe going to Stanford and not working out there and transferring back to Nebraska. Then Frost said, he said, I said I wouldn't leave UCF unless it was someplace you can go win a national championship. I got tugged in a direction to try to help my alma mater, and I didn't want to do it. It wasn't a good move. I'm lucky to get back to a place where I'm a lot happier. Now, again, grown-ass man.
Yeah.
You have to make decisions.
Right.
You can't be letting people tug you if you know it's not right for you.
Come on, Scotty.
If you're an adult, what do you say? You say,
no.
Right. I can't do it. I hope and wish you all the best.
Dang.
But for me, I need to stay here at UCF where I've only been here 2 years and keep winning.
So, see, in this
he don't take no accountability.
No. But this is when people start digging and they start fact-checking. They start talking about the late nights and playing golden tea before the practices and showing up to the games. I'm not trying to go in. I'm just saying
I know.
that people will start digging on you when you throw when you shoot a stray.
Yep.
towards a direction that don't need to be shot at.
Yeah. And so a lot of people got upset.
By the way, is he good at Golden Tee?
I don't know. I've only played Golden. So I played Golden Tee twice in my life. Okay. Never been a video game guy. Now, if you want to go back to the arcade, I'm with you. You want to play some Galaga? Let's do this.
No
Centipede, I'll roll with you. But everything else, I'm old.
Right.
But so what I do know is that people got upset by it.
Yeah.
Right. So then they're like asking this question, why would he say this?
Yeah.
So then it comes out that he thought it was off the record. Now, this happened, hold on, this happened at Big Ten Media Days.
Impossible.
The job at Big Ten Media Days is for the media to get information from coaches and players.
Right.
Administrators, the commissioner of the league, officials, media day.
But this is the thing. You're speaking off the record to somebody who's a journalist who's not even your boy like that.
Yeah, and it wasn't. So he made. Listen, this is what someone said on. This was on a message board for UCF. This is the way the guy explained what happened. Right. He said basically that they were just kind of shooting a whatever.
Right.
And
shooting the breeze.
He made these jokes. And the guy took it the wrong way. He said, this was off an interview on one of his shows locally down there in Orlando.
Yeah.
It sounded like Scott Frost was standing around shooting the breeze with reporters. He thought it was casual, friendly, off the cuff, and not on the record. Chris Vanini of The Athletic asked, would you learn from Nebraska? And Frost gave him the answer he did. So Vanini goes and tweets it. It becomes viral. Now, see, that's not quite true. Yeah. Because if you read what Mitch Sherman said, who works for The Athletic, the day this happened, because he contacted Chris and David Ubben. So when you go to these media days, there's stages.
Okay.
So you have a big stage where you go up, every coach goes up in front of all the print media, full room. Then you have these side sessions where you go to a side session, there's a microphone in front of you, there's more reporters around you, and you're kind of just going back and forth talking. Then you have like ESPN, CBS Sports, 24/7, The Athletic. They have rooms to themselves.
Right.
You go in their room, you sit down with them, and they ask you their questions.
Right.
That's where they were.
So
this was not a side session. This wasn't off the record.
The main stage.
This was not the main stage. This was in the room with the guys from The Athletic asking him questions.
Well, yeah. Well, it was a hot mic. It was
no,
live.
it wasn't. There's no mic.
So who's at fault?
It's not Chris. Chris wrote down what he said. Who's the same person who's always at fault?
Scott Frost.
Scott Frost chose to say these things.
There we go.
He chose to say these things. He chose to do the things he did. Dang. And he probably didn't give a damn.
No.
But there was some backlash because of it. People got upset and got mad. And then they come back with this, it was off the record. He was just kind of joking. They said Frost did say it, and perhaps he should have had a better understanding that national reporters aren't going to care when they have the opportunity to make a killer tweet. Local reporters know how to deal with you on a regular basis.
Right.
That's not the way the situation was. Again, it wasn't like we were just off to the side chatting. And you usually know when that's off the record. And you can ask, too.
No doubt.
But when you're in a room and you're sitting there, it's you in a chair, and it's two reporters from this thing asking you questions and taking notes.
Right.
That's going to get reported.
Damn.
By the way, Scott Frost went 16-31 at Nebraska. So it may have been the wrong job because he failed at it. But it's really the wrong job because he didn't do what it took to be good at it. That's the bottom line.
So he's trying to say the right coach at the wrong job leads to destruction.
He's saying that he was a good enough coach. He just chose a place, essentially where you can't win, right? If this is a bad job, he's saying you can't win here. Damn. Now, after 2 years, Matt Rhule got to a bowl game.
No doubt.
When, after 2 years, our good friend Mike Riley got to a bowl game. After 2 years, Bill Callahan got to a bowl game. The first year, Bo Pelini went to a bowl game. So if it's just a bad and wrong job, why couldn't you do what they did?
Damn.
So that's kind of still going on.
That's kind of wild, bro.
It is. It's kind of crazy.
That's a hot take.
It's crazy.
Sure.
Yeah, it's not a place you can win. Headline number 2, Summer League.
Yeah.
You know who had a nice night was, Ryan Carpenter. We'll get to that in a second. Start with Nebraska folks. So Jack McVay, the former Husker, right? Kind of a backup, little starter.
Right.
Had 21 points, came off the bench the other night during Summer League.
I seen that.
And lit up the Houston Rockets.
Yeah.
They won the game. He was 8 of 10 from the floor, 4 of 6 from 3.
Dang.
7 points in his first game against Miami, and then he came back and got 21 against Houston. Way to go, Jack McVay.
I know.
Good for you, man.
And it just goes.
Maybe that gets him a little contract.
It goes to show that no matter what you're going through in college, when you get an opportunity, and you take advantage of it, you're going to get a shot.
Nobody here in Nebraska Are you old enough to remember Mikey Moore?
Yeah.
Okay, so nobody at Nebraska thought Mikey Moore was going to do anything in the NBA. Mikey Moore had like a 10-year career.
Right.
So anything can happen. Other Nebraska players, Casey Tominaga is playing for the Indiana Pacers. He's played a little bit. I couldn't find any scores.
No, right.
Bryce Williams playing for Detroit. Yeah. He did play the other night, came in, didn't start. Right. And then Jawan Gary plays for the Clippers. I haven't seen any minutes from him yet. Bryce had 10 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and he played 14 minutes. Creighton, Ryan Kalkbrenner. First of all, he had a little viral moment.
Yeah,
There's in a break. He comes from behind, gets the ball. Yeah. A little viral moment. Then versus the Mavs, 9 points, 5 rebounds, had a block and assist, hit a 3-pointer.
Yeah.
Now, in that same game that they won, Charlotte's 3-0 as of this taping.
Right.
Ryan Nimhart, same game, 11 points, 3 rebounds, and 8 assists.
I know, man.
Look at Ryan.
That dude, he's tough.
Yeah.
He's a pure point guard.
He is a pure point guard.
For sure.
I hope he has a chance to play in the league. And then Baylor Shireman, who's played really well. He's still playing summer league.
Yeah.
Other night he had 19, 3 rebounds, 9 assists, and 5 steals in 32 minutes.
I think Tanji got off too, though. I just forgot his stat line.
Yeah, I didn't see. So I don't have him down because obviously I was doing Creighton, Nebraska guys. But I know I saw him score. Yeah. I saw a highlight of him score. Trey Alexander's playing with the Pelicans. He signed with them. Stephen Ashworth, Pacers.
Yeah.
And Jemiah Neal also with Kalkbrenner.
That's correct.
I saw him get a couple of minutes with Charlotte as well.
Right. It goes to show how hard it is to play in the NBA.
Yeah, heck yeah.
You can go put 30. I mean, Bronny putting 30 up in the G League. He gets to the NBA.
Can't do nothing.
That's crazy.
Can't do nothing.
That's a high level of basketball.
You want to see how tenuous it is. Okay, so who the little white boy for Indiana?
T.J. McConnell.
T.J. McConnell, right? Nobody thought T.J. McConnell was anything come out of college.
Nope.
Who's T.J. McConnell? I don't even know if he was drafted. Maybe he was. I don't know if he was drafted. I don't remember him getting drafted.
I think he was undrafted.
Dude, when he comes in, he steals the ball.
Right.
He scores the ball.
High energy guy.
Passes the ball.
Yep.
He comes in for like 12 minutes, and you're like, damn, TJ's got 10 points. He's got 3 assists.
Right.
He's got to work hard.
He remind me of Peyton Pritchard from Oregon.
Yeah, and Peyton Pritchard, now he's a little more athletic.
Yeah.
But he might start for the Celtics this year.
He could.
Because, with the injuries and stuff, he could start.
Sure.
He might start. Number 3, headline, Ndamukong Suh retires officially.
Legend.
Now, he hadn't played since 2022.
Yeah.
He didn't play in 03. His dad died, 23. His dad died in 24. Mm-hmm. And so he waited to the 1-year anniversary of his dad passing away to officially retire. Now the question goes to, is he a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Okay. Trust me, I'm with you.
All right.
So when you are a member of the all-decade teams, if you go back and you look and you find players that are members of all-decade teams, meaning for those 10 years, you were one of the best players at your position, and he was. He was on the all-decade team. Right. So that's one thing. He was a first-team All-Pro 3 times, second team 2 times, went to some Pro Bowls.
Right.
He doesn't have the sack numbers.
No.
But there were few players in the history of this league double-teamed as much as Ndamukong Suh was.
100%.
And the thing, you want the biggest compliment, and you know this, whether it's basketball or football. Biggest compliment is when they're sitting there on Tuesday. Team. Well, I'm saying they're sitting there on Tuesday, or say you're playing a basketball game on Thursday, and they're looking at their Tuesday and they're going, we got a game plan for this dude right here.
Right here.
Well, every time you played against a team that Ndamukong Suh was on, you were game planning for him.
Right.
That's what makes him special. Right. That's why I think he's a Hall of Famer. He'll be eligible in 2028 because he hasn't played since 2022, and it's 5 years.
Right.
I think within 5 years of becoming eligible, somewhere in there, he's going to get in.
Dang.
I don't think he's a first-team Hall of Famer. 13 years in the league, played in 3 Super Bowls, won 1.
Hall of Fame.
Incredibly destructive force.
Yes, sir.
I went over his numbers. You look at him overall, and you know that, yes, there's the dirty stuff that they always talked about, but he was a tough player, a throwback player, really could call him that, and dominant to the point where when you started naming defensive tackles over the period of about 10 years, you didn't go very far until you hit Ndamukong Suh.
No doubt.
That makes him, I think, a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
And, of course, he'll be in the College Hall of Fame. And in 2008, he won 2009, he won every award except for the Heisman.
He's like top 5 greatest Huskers, I think.
Oh, yeah. You could arguably say in the modern era, he's top 5 players in college. Because he, like I said, obviously didn't win a national championship, but He was the first defensive player to be the AP Player of the Year. Always goes to a quarterback, running back, wide receiver.
Right.
He won that. Then he won the Bednarik. He won the Nagurski. He won the Outland. He won the Lombardi. He won everything you could win except for the Heisman. He finished, the top 3 of the Heisman.
Yeah, what a career, man.
And here's the thing on top of it.
Yeah.
Not only did we recognize his Hall of Fame kind of career, not only did other players, this dude received $168 million over his career.
Earnings.
At one point, he got a 6-year, $115 million contract. In 2015, it was the biggest contract ever given to a defensive player.
Yes.
He is a Hall of Famer.
Yes.
In all kinds of ways.
First ballot.
I don't think he's first ballot. Here's the problem with the Football Hall of Fame is there's a backup. So they only put in like 7, right? Mm-hmm. Then they also put in some old-timers, too, the Veterans Committee.
Okay.
So the problem is, when you're going through it, you'll get backed up like at a wide receiver position. In a couple of years, all those quarterbacks that retired, Peyton Manning and those guys, they all retired. Phillip Rivers, all those guys are going to be probably Hall of Famers.
Oh, no doubt.
So they're going to get worked in.
They got to go first.
So many wide receivers put up incredible numbers in the 2010s going forward.
Right.
Those guys are going to start getting in. So, like I said, I don't think it's the first year in 28, but sometime in the next 3 after that.
Right.
I think he is a Hall of Famer. Last Hall of Famer for Nebraska, Will Shields, who also was an all-decade player. Mick Tingelhoff also in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. Guy Chamberlain in the Pro and College Hall of Fame. And I believe Pat Fisher's getting in on the Veterans Committee, guy who played back in the 70s for the Redskins. He was a great player. And so those are your Hall of Famers for Nebraska. We'll take a break.
That's a big deal.
And it's a huge deal. Yeah. I mean, again, if Ndamukong Suh doesn't play the way he played in 09,
yes.
and people looked at that Husker team and said, they're on the rise, there's a good chance that when the Big Ten comes calling and looking for a team, they don't look at Nebraska.
Wow.
But because of the way Nebraska was playing, almost beating Texas in the Big 12 championship game, the way they played in the bowl game, destroying Arizona, all that, they went, yeah, we want that team.
No doubt.
Might not have happened.
I respect that.
Might not have happened. So we will take a break. We come back. 2025, Nebraska Cornhuskers. What will their record be? Who will they be? Who will they lose to?
Can't wait to tell you.
We will break that down when we come back here on Let It Fly Show. All right, welcome back to Let It Fly Show. Time to give you the predictions for 2025, the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Yep.
Let's first get the one thing out of the way.
What's that?
That needs to always get out of the way that everybody mentions. Year 3, Matt Rhule. Obviously, big jump.
That's like a bigger headline than the actual season.
So, year 3, Temple, big jump.
Yes.
Not a huge jump, big jump.
Yeah.
Year 3 at Baylor, big jump.
Big jump.
So, people are looking and saying, year 3 at Nebraska,
dang,
why not? Now, a lot of changes going into this season. Unlike at Temple and at Baylor, he didn't change coordinators or really change much. Had the same quarterback all the way through.
Yep.
So, new full-time Dana Holgorsen, right? Only had 4 games last year, had an entire offseason.
Yep.
Gets a chance to work with Dylan Raiola, all that stuff, right? Then you lose your defensive coordinator, Tony White, leaves, goes to Florida State. So you turn around, you bring John Butler, who was coaching already on the staff, who had been in the league. You make him a defensive coordinator.
Right.
John hasn't necessarily the track record of being defensive coordinator. So he hires Phil Snow, who is a defensive coordinator with Matt Rhule at Temple, at Baylor, at Carolina. He hires him to be associate head coach.
That's excellent.
So he's going to help out.
That's excellent.
Then, on top of all of that, brings in Mike Eckler to be the new special teams coach.
Yeah, so he's banking the plays. So this might be it.
So he brings in Mike Eckler.
I believe it.
I have said, and many people have said for years, not just me, that special teams has cost Nebraska 1 or 2 games.
3.
Every year, sometimes 3.
Yes.
Definitely 1 or 2 on average over the last 10 years. Right?
Yeah. You're right.
So when you're starting to do all of that, your math in your head on what's going to happen, say to yourself, what happens if they have successful and good special teams?
Yeah, because I'm about to say, think in the past. Defense has gotten better because of Raiola. Offense and defense has got better just overall. The quarterback, we had a decent quarterback change, and then we got the quarterback we got now. We got a great quarterback.
From Harbaugh. From Harburg.
Yeah, he held it down.
He did okay.
But then we had that special teams.
Yep. And that's what holding them back.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, truthfully, man, if we can just fix our special teams, we better.
Another one would be the common phrase of the most growth you make is from year 1 to year 2. You learn everything you didn't know as a freshman. And so now Raiola is in his second year.
For sure.
67% completion rate, which is fine. But he had 13 touchdowns and 11 interceptions.
Right.
And many of those were later in the season.
So do you blame them on him?
Some of them. There were 2 of them in particular that were jump balls where the wide receiver had a chance to bring it down and got it taken from him. So, and then there's always tip passes. But you can't go 13 and 11. You just can't and be successful.
Right.
But they have brought in Dane Key, transfer wide receiver from Kentucky, who was the best wide receiver at Kentucky.
Yeah.
They brought in Isaiah Hunter, who was the best wide receiver at Cal. Ja'Cory Barney is back from last year and his 50-some catches.
Right.
Plus, Heinrich Harburg, who is a great athlete, now is playing tight end.
So are we going back to this thing where I'm not trying to say this the way it sounds, but are bowl games enough?
Yeah, well, right now, last year, bowl game was enough.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Right. In year 3, with all these things I'm naming, and I got more. So, offensive line, right? So, they bring in Rocco Spindler from Notre Dame.
Right.
They bring in Elijah Pritchard from Alabama. They move Justin Evans to center, who was a really good guard last year. Henry Lutovsky, who next week is going to the Big Ten Media Days. They have an offensive line finally where they feel pretty comfortable about it. So, we mentioned Raiola year 1 to year 2. We mentioned what happens for Coach Rhule in year 3.
Right.
We mentioned the additional playmakers. And we talked about the offensive line. All that stuff is what's happened so far. On top of all of that, there's the Mike Eckler thing.
Right.
Right? Okay. So, defense. People worry. You lost Ty Robinson. You lost Nash Hutmaker. You lost Jamari Butler, who transferred to Florida State. Or LSU, excuse me. So you lost those guys. So you're wondering, oh, my God, what about the defensive line?
Right.
They're going to be young, and they're going to be more athletic. They're not going to be as big, but they're going to be more athletic, which I think is a good thing.
I think it's a good,
I think it's a good thing.
Right.
So you got Riley Van Poppel, who redshirted last year but did play 4 games. I think, it's my prediction, that Riley Van Poppel will be better than Ty Robinson was, and at some point he's going to be first or second team All Big Ten. I think he's going to be that good.
That's good.
I think Riley Van Poppel, he's got the genes. His dad was a Major League Baseball player, big athlete.
Yeah.
I watched this kid grow up and what he is now from where he came here out of high school.
Right.
I think he's going to be good. And then they went in the portal, and they got Deshaun McCullough, who was a really good player at Indiana and then Oklahoma.
Right.
And then Marcus Watson Trent from Georgia Southern, smaller school, but led the FCS in tackles.
Right.
So he's a good player.
Right.
And then they got more like Willis McGahee.
So let me ask you this.
Yep.
Do you believe that the Big Ten is the hardest conference to get to the college football playoff from versus other conferences?
No. So the Big Ten and the SEC have the best chance to get there by far.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they got way better teams than everybody else.
Then you got the ACC and the Big 12 where it's hard. So right now they're working on a contract on what they're going to do going forward with the playoff, right? So currently you have 12. They're talking about moving to 16. Right. So one deal would be there'd be 5 automatic bids. Right. 5.
Yes.
And that would be the 4 winners of the Power 4 conferences and then whatever the next biggest conference is.
Right.
Then you'd have 11 other teams.
So that's my point.
I like that way, by the way. But the other way is, so you'd have automatic bids for 4 Big Ten, 4 SEC, 2 Big 12, 2 ACC, and then the other one would be wild card.
So listen, man, I don't know as much as you, and I'm gonna consider myself a very casual fan because I mean I know the basis of football, and all of that, but with the math you just told me, the math should be mathing this year. Oh, well, this is the year.
Yeah, there's a chance.
This is the year.
So when you're in a giant conference like the Big Ten or the SEC, when you're talking about anywhere from 15 to 18 teams in your conference, even if you finish 6th, it's pretty good.
No, yeah, true.
But it's not good enough for you to be in the college football playoff. So you have Oregon, Penn State, right? Yeah. Ohio State. That's 3.
That's 3.
Then you have a team like Michigan who people like. That's 4.
Yeah.
So Iowa's played well.
Right.
Minnesota won, I think, 9 games last year.
Yeah, that's true.
So you start looking around. I think Michigan State will go over this, but I think Michigan State's going to be better this year. Dang. I think you got a lot of teams. Yeah. USC, right. UCLA.
True.
You could have a really good year, Josh, and not make it.
For sure.
You have a good year.
But it all depends on your non-conference schedule.
Well, if you look at the conference schedule overall for Nebraska, they probably have the easiest conference schedule from top to bottom, and their non-conference only includes one Power 4 team in Cincinnati, which is the opening game in Kansas City. Let's start with that. So game 1.
Anyway, yeah.
So No, you're fine. Game 1, Arrowhead, Cincinnati. Some background.
Man, you setting the stage.
They got Sorsby coming in. So Cincinnati has a good quarterback, right? So Brennan Sorsby can run, which I think is going to help that you have a more athletic defensive line, and he can throw. They brought in some wide receivers from the portal, like everybody else did. Retooled their secondary. Got good linebackers, good defensive linemen. They have a defensive lineman.
Yeah.
Whose last name is Corleone.
Oh.
What do you think his nickname is? What is his nickname? A guy named Corleone? What's his nickname?
I just thought of a rapper, but that's
The Godfather. Because Don Corleone was the Godfather.
See, my mind.
That's old. That's 1972.
My mind. I know about the Godfather.
Go ahead.
I went new school. I was gonna say some bullshit.
Yeah, I know what Corleone you're talking about.
Yeah,
okay, so they have some talent. They brought in a wide running back from Wisconsin. Yeah. Good running back. But I think Nebraska
going to win that.
Well, and I think there's a couple reasons.
Yeah, Nebraska.
One, that place is going to be filled with Nebraska fans.
Yeah.
60,000 Nebraska fans. They'll be so pumped up. Now, they've lost games like that.
True.
They had everybody go down to Colorado, and it was all red, and they lost.
But then again,
I think they win this one. I do too.
They played against Shador and Dion, and that was just as hype.
Note for this game, this is the first time these teams have played each other since 1906.
Ooh.
That's your note for the game. So Nebraska 1-0.
Okay,
we agree?
1-0.
All right.
We agree.
Game 2, Akron. Akron is back
2-0.
on the schedule. Now, last time Akron was here, game got rained out. It was the first game of the Scott Frost tenure.
Yes.
Started everything off on a wet foot.
Right.
But the Zips are coming off a 4-8 season.
Right.
They actually have a really good coach. I like this Ben Finley.
I don't know enough about Akron. I just looked at their record.
Joe Moorhead is their head coach.
Okay.
And Joe Moorhead, really good coordinator.
Yeah.
He's had some times where he's been a head coach, but I like him, and he will put some stuff in that makes Nebraska's defense think.
For sure.
But Nebraska's a better team than Akron.
Yes.
So we both move to 2-0. Oh, by the way, the note for this one is Akron is ineligible for postseason play in a bowl game or the MAC championship because academic progress rate, their score was too low.
Dang.
Yeah. Too low. I don't want to call anybody a dummy.
I'm going to just say it's lack of teachers.
You call it whatever you want. They're ineligible for postseason play due to low academic progress rate score. That's crazy. Yeah. Nebraska up 2-0.
Okay.
All right. Game 3.
Yeah.
FCS program. The old Houston Baptist is now called Houston Christian.
Yep.
They're coming to town. Now, there sometimes can be a little bit of a letdown.
Man, look, every time they play these little borderline HBCUs or these teams that's
FCS teams.
Yeah.
Right. A little bit of letdown.
Every time.
11 a.m., kind of, not a lot of energy.
Man.
I will say that for an FCS team, they went out and got a lot of guys.
Yeah.
Brought in a new quarterback, brought in a lot of stuff. But
I'm going to listen to what you say. It's year 3-0.
Nebraska's 3-0.
3-0.
Yeah. 3-0. They do have this kid named Diego Tello.
Okay.
Who played at UTSA.
Yeah.
Athlete.
Okay.
With an F.
Word.
Game 4. This is where the season starts.
Yes.
This is when Big Blue, Michigan Wolverines, come to town. Coming to town. They come into town. They come to Lincoln.
I can't wait for that.
We'll know a lot about Michigan
because
they play Oklahoma in week 2.
Week 2, yeah, right.
So this game will be 2:30 CBS in Lincoln. Sharon Moore, the head coach for Michigan, will be suspended for the game.
I know, but they still ball without him.
There's 2 games.
They still good.
Where he's taking off. This is one of them, so he won't be there. And they have a freshman quarterback. So Bryce Underwood will be in his 4th game as a quarterback.
Right.
Won't be a real true freshman, but he'll still be a freshman.
Yeah.
Coming into a place that can get kind of loud and get a little fiery, right, without his head coach.
Dang.
They lost a bunch of players off their defense. They had 7 guys drafted.
Yeah.
4 of them were defensive players.
Word.
One of the best corners in Will Johnson. Mason Graham was a high pick.
Mm-hmm.
They've lost some good guys.
Right.
Michigan's win total is about 9.5 in the season. I personally, if I was betting it, I would take under. Yeah. I don't think they get to 10. I think they're a 9-3, 8-14.
Right.
I like this situation from Nebraska.
I think
going against a freshman quarterback, no head coach, at home, fired up. Huskers win. I got the Huskers winning a one-score game, which they couldn't do much of last year. I have them at 4-0. You have them at
3-1.
3-1. All right, that's fine.
Yeah.
Then Nebraska they get the bye week.
Yep.
Kind of get over that game. Yeah. Come down from the big win or from the loss.
The loss.
Then they play at home.
Tough loss.
Tough loss, exactly. They play at home against Michigan State. Okay? Then they go on the road from Maryland. Then they have Minnesota also on the road, and then come back from Northwestern. This is October. October has always been for Nebraska. Yeah. There's always a trip up in this. So remember, they go at home at Michigan State, on the road from Maryland, then on the road from Minnesota, and then come back and play Northwestern.
I think I'm going to go to that Nebraska-Michigan game.
Oh, you should.
I think I'm going to go.
You should go.
I just hit me.
I like it, the 2:30 game, because my son, who's in the band, state band that night, is there at Seacrest, right? So that's at 8 o'clock. So we go to the game, go to that. Be good.
Michigan State loses to Nebraska.
All right, so I'm going to give you a little background on them. They have a coach in his second year, Jonathan Smith, who came from Oregon State, one of my favorite coaches.
Yeah.
They got Aiden Childs, who's the quarterback he brought with him, played last year as a redshirt freshman.
Yep.
Kid's a good athlete.
Yep.
He's a good player.
Yep.
They're rebuilding their offensive line, rebuilding the wide receiver core.
Right.
Good running backs.
Yep.
Good special teams.
Yep.
I think it's a nail-biter.
It is.
I think it's close.
But I think everything that Nebraska has within its coaching staff and how they can prepare these kids, they get them.
So you have them at 4-1. I have them at 5-0.
Yep.
First time 5-0 since 2016.
Ooh.
Yep. First time 5-0.
Okay.
Then, mention the Maryland game. That's the first true road game for Nebraska.
True.
Sometimes, because there's a lot. So, basketball team jumps on a bus.
4-2.
It's how many of you? There's 15 of you guys?
15.
15. Jump on a bus, go. Nothing. The amount of stuff that has to happen to move an entire football team on the plane, this and the hotel and everything. So sometimes you don't play well early on.
Right.
So they play Maryland. Then they go on the road to Minnesota.
Ooh.
I am kind of mixing it going. I think they're going to go 1-1.
They're going to split.
Lose to Minnesota. 6 times in a row they've lost to Minnesota.
Dang.
Yeah. 8 of the last 11.
That is true.
They've lost to Minnesota. Okay?
Yeah.
So you look at that. Minnesota's got a redshirt freshman quarterback.
Right.
New wide receivers coming in. They got 3 of their offensive linemen. Darius Taylor, who's a good running back, is back again. Good secondary. That might be the loss. On the road, where they've struggled to play in Minneapolis for whatever reason, I don't know why. They've struggled there. You go to Maryland.
You know what? I'm with you on that.
You look splitting.
Yeah, they're splitting. They'll beat Maryland and lose. I'll say lose to Minnesota.
All right, so I'm going 1-1 over that stretch. So I have them 6-1. You have them 4-2.
4-2.
Then they come home and play Northwestern.
That's a tough one.
Northwestern has always given, ever since the battle for NU. They call themselves NU. Nebraska's NU.
Yes, right.
They were 4-8 last year. They are bringing in one of my favorite quarterbacks, a guy named Preston Stone.
Okay.
They call him the Stone Age.
Oh, my God.
Preston Stone. He was at SMU. He was really good in 2023, got injured at SMU, and then this freshman comes along and takes his job in 2024. Balled out. Kevin Jennings did. Gets them to the college ball playoff.
Yeah.
So Preston Stone transfers, and now he's at Northwestern.
Right.
Cam Porter, good running back, is back. Defensive line's going to be good again. That's a shock, dud, and no one. Secondary's got some questions. They play Tulane to kick off the season.
Yeah.
I think that'll tell you a lot about
them.
if they bounce back from last year.
Nebraska.
Because that's a tough team.
I think Nebraska get them.
I think Nebraska wins it as well.
Yeah.
7-1. I have them 7-1.
5-2.
You have them 5-2. Now you go into the grind of November.
Mm-hmm.
November. Game 9, USC in Memorial Stadium.
Ooh.
Last year you go out there to the Coliseum. You lose a close one.
Yeah.
Now you're back at home.
6-2.
They have added 15 transfer portal players.
6-2.
They've got players from Georgia, Kentucky. They've got players from Cal. They've got all these guys they brought in.
So they got these super athletes.
They went out and got some really good players.
Yeah.
Jordan Maeva's back. He's the quarterback that played against Nebraska last year. Woody Marks, their good running back's gone, but they brought a bunch of guys in again.
Right.
They brought in 2 dudes on the defensive line. They've struggled defensively. Mm-hmm. They brought in one guy who was 340.
Dang.
They brought another bro who's like 320.
Dang. 285 is legit.
Jamal Garrett.
340 is.
Jamal Garrett and Keyshawn Silver. One's from Kentucky, one's from Georgia.
You can move
Big old fellas.
You can move at 340?
Moving him is a bitch is the problem.
Yeah.
Having to move him. All he got to do is stop you.
Right.
And then if you can't get around him, you can't get around him. I think USC beats the Huskers. High-scoring game. I have Nebraska at 7-2.
All right, so let me think about this again. According to what you just named.
Yeah.
I think that's another loss for Nebraska.
So you have them 5-3?
No. What's the game before that?
The game before that is, remember we did the split thing.
The split.
So Northwestern was before. You haven't beaten Northwestern.
Yes.
Yes.
And then losing to USC.
And losing to USC.
So.
Keep your own record, man. I got mine 7-2. Yeah. What's your record?
5-3.
5-4.
5-4.
Okay. You're 5-4.
Yeah.
Everybody hates you.
Yeah.
I have Nebraska 7-2. Then they go back on the road for a revenge matchup against UCLA. If there's a game last year that Nebraska played as poorly as they could,
right,
was that UCLA game. I know what happened against Indiana, right? Indiana blew them out.
Yeah.
But they were never really in a game against UCLA, a team that struggled all year, couldn't run the ball.
Right.
They had turnover issues, and they proceeded to keep the ball the whole first half and beat up on Nebraska.
Right. I'm really thinking about this stuff.
Nebraska goes on the road to UCLA.
And they get their revenge.
Deshaun Foster, head coach, 5-7, brings in a new offensive coordinator in Tito Sinceri, got rid of Eric Bieniemy. Nico Iamaleava, that's not right, Iamaleava, something like that. They bring in Nico. He's the guy that left Tennessee. Right. Big controversy. He wanted $4 million. They didn't want to give him $4 million. He said, I'm transferring. He goes to UCLA.
Right.
They added 3 transfers in the offensive line. One from Kentucky, one from Florida State, one from Oklahoma.
Right.
I like their receiving core. They got some more transfers, one from Cal and one from Arkansas.
Right.
That's the thing of this. They brought a lot of transfers in. They ran the ball last year, struggled, right?
Right.
They brought a guy in from Cal to help with that. Defense, returning starters, 7 of them.
Yep.
But their brand new secondary, all those guys from the portal.
Nebraska.
All from the portal, right?
They're all losing Nebraska.
UCLA opens up with Utah and UNLV. I know a lot about them once we watch them play those two teams. Right. I do believe Nebraska gets the revenge.
They do.
And now they're 8-2 for me.
And they are 6-4.
6-4 for you. Game 11, best team they're going to play all year, depending on what happens in the bowl game.
Ohio State.
Penn State.
Penn State.
They are going
at Penn State.
Happy Valley.
There you go.
Going to Happy Valley.
6-5.
They have a bye week before, and they're going to Happy Valley. Drew Aller is considered to be a top 5, top 10 pick in the draft next year. Best running back room in the country. Not even close. Nicholas Singleton, Katron Allen. Biggest question would be wide receiver room. They couldn't throw the ball deep last year. Went out, got the best wide receiver from Syracuse, Troy, and USC, brought them in.
Right.
Tyler Warren, best tight end last year, gone. They got like 5 other tight ends.
College football playoff team.
They got a lot. Yes. A lot of people thinking of them being either 1, 2, or 3 in the poll to start the season.
Right.
Now, they also, on top of all of that, they went out and got the defensive coordinator from Ohio State to come take the job there at Penn State.
Dang.
They are loaded. They got a lot of good players. I think Penn State wins. Nebraska goes to 8-3. You have them at 6-5.
Yes, I do.
The note in this game, Nittany Lions were 11-0 when Drew Aller completed more than 62% of his passes and just 2-3 when he didn't. Over the last 2 years, the team is 18-0 when he reaches 62%.
Dang.
The goal is to get to him, get him out of the pocket, make him throw incompletions, and you win. Even though they got a good run game, if he can't make plays, like against Ohio State in the red zone, you can beat them. But I think they kick our business.
That's legit.
And they beat Nebraska.
For sure.
6 days later, Iowa comes to town.
That's a tough one.
Final game, Black Friday.
Yes.
Listen, I can tell you they got a new quarterback. Iowa does. They're going to have a good offensive line.
Nebraska going to get this one, man.
They're going to play good defense.
Yeah.
They're going to play great special teams.
Right.
I can tell you all that stuff.
Right.
Nebraska wins this game.
Yes.
Nebraska wins this game on pure adrenaline from last year.
For sure.
And they could be a little tired. So when you go to Penn State, say they play a 2:30 game.
They start off slow and go play fast.
Say they go to Penn State, they play a 2:30 game.
Yep.
Maybe they play a night game. Maybe they don't get back to Nebraska until like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Because you have a short week, that Sunday's not a day off. It's a work day.
It's a work day.
Because you got to get ready for a Friday.
Right.
So there could be some issues with that. Right. But I think Nebraska gets their 9th win, takes care of business. against a team last year who made 3 good plays against them, who had 0 third down conversions, barely got over 170 yards. I think Nebraska takes care of business, wins the game. I have Nebraska going over 8.5. MGM plus 150 for 8.5 over. I have that. Nebraska goes 9-3 on the season. And you have them at 7-5 again.
I'll take it back.
That would, you know what? 7-5 would be 5-7.
I agree.
6-6. 7-5.
But there's one game.
Okay, which game is that?
I want to say that I think they can win that Maryland game, or I think
they can win both Maryland games, and against. Yeah. So that's certainly a possibility.
There you go.
If they do that,
so 8-4.
If they do that for me, I got them maybe with 10.
Fact.
You know,
8-4.
So, but I'm taking 9-3. You're going 8-4.
8-4. Biasly 8-4. Objectively
7-5.
There you go.
And 7-5 would be growth.
Yes.
From obviously 5-7.
Yes.
To 6-6
it's
to 7-5.
Consistency.
It is. But when you're playing a schedule, now again, last year you didn't know that Illinois would be as good as they were.
Right.
Indiana would be a college playoff football team. There's somebody in this group probably that we're looking at, and I think it's Michigan State. I think Michigan State's going to be much better this year. I have Nebraska beating them, but I think Michigan State's going to take a jump. But there's going to be somebody in here where you're going to play them, and at the end of the season you're going to go, that was a pretty good team.
Right.
That was a really better team than I thought.
No doubt.
So there's always that chance.
No doubt.
But if Nebraska gets to 9-3, now I don't think that gets them into the college ball playoff, right?
Wow.
It doesn't. I mean, 10-2,
That's
I think,
true.
Probably gets you in as a Big Ten team.
Right.
Now, if you lost, say those 2 losses were to Penn State and, say, Michigan,
you can get,
or Penn State and USC,
right?
Then they could look and say, well, who'd you really play? They could maybe say that.
Exactly.
Maybe Cincinnati has a winning record. Michigan or USC, UCLA maybe. So it would be a real argument at 10-2. Did you play enough, a good enough schedule?
Right.
And 9-3, you're probably playing a New Year's Day Bowl.
Yep.
A lot of people are excited. I mean, it sucks that you lost those 3 games, but you beat Iowa, which people are going to like. So I think people are going to be happy with a 9-3, as long as there's no blowouts.
Right.
Don't get blown like you did against Indiana.
I know.
56-7 or whatever it was, 10 or whatever it was. Can't do that.
And at first, I remember we both thought that maybe Indiana didn't play nobody.
And they really didn't play a tough schedule.
Yeah, right.
If Indiana would have lost one more game and been 10-2, they probably don't get in.
Facts.
They got in 11-1 with their one loss being to Ohio State.
Yes.
And then, of course, they went to, they lost in the Big Ten Championship game. No, it was the Big Ten Championship. It was Michigan lost to Ohio State. So it ended up being Penn State in the game against Indiana? No, it wasn't Penn State. Indiana.
I don't remember now, bro.
I can't remember who was in the Big Championship game. That's crazy.
I ain't even going to do myself like that.
But, when you look at Indiana, you only can play who's on your schedule.
That's it.
And last year they blew out all the teams they should have blown out.
Yeah.
They balled out.
Yeah.
They played a good 2 quarters, even with Ohio State.
Right.
So, I mean, that's all Nebraska can do, too. Play the schedule you have.
Yeah.
People will tell you it's the easiest Big Ten conference schedule. Fine. Give me it.
Exactly.
Go win those games.
Exactly.
Go win those games.
Right.
Real quick, before we take a break, before we go in and wrap this thing up, the non-conference schedule came out for Creighton.
Yeah.
Creighton basketball.
Let's see it.
Iowa State's an exhibition game.
Yep.
Then they play Colorado State. That's an exhibition game.
That's cool.
Then they play South Dakota.
That's cool. Oh, Josiah Dotzler.
South Dakota. Then they go and play.
That's a revenge game for him.
Then they go out to Gonzaga.
That's
okay. That's a good one.
Yeah.
They play Maryland Eastern Shore at home, North Dakota at home. Then they're going to Vegas.
Yeah.
They got Baylor in the Players Era Men's Championship.
Okay.
You got Iowa State, and then to be announced, whoever the other team is. You play Nicholls State at Nebraska, and then you come home for Kansas State, Utah Tech, and then the Big East tournament. How is that for a non-conference schedule, in your opinion?
From a coach's opinion, probably good. But from a fan perspective, I'm like, yeah.
You get the Kansas State game. They should be good.
That's cool.
You get probably Iowa State.
That's cool.
Right?
That's
Gonzaga.
Cool. That's cool. That's a must-need game.
And Nebraska.
That's cool.
That's and then Baylor. So that's 5 games, most likely, that you can say against teams that maybe have a chance to get to the tournament.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think last year they had 8 teams in the non-conference, a little bit tougher.
Cool.
But that's
I'm thinking about the bigger picture. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's
cool. That's Nebraska. That's cool. Creighton's non-conference.
I was looking
schedule.
for one to be like, ooh.
Yeah. Well, the Gonzaga one is going to be interesting. Go out to Spokane. You'll really know what
Creighton,
they are. Again, that is what? That's their 5th game. So they played 2 exhibitions.
Yeah.
They play 1 regular game in South Dakota. So the second official game of the season is at Gonzaga.
Really,
November 11th.
That's like a compliment to Gonzaga.
Yeah. That's a Tuesday night.
Because they like, man, if we beat Creighton, it's going to help us.
No doubt. Yeah.
Yeah, because Creighton going to ball.
That's going to be fun. Tuesday night, November 11th.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, I'll be
Styles make fights,
I'll be doing Big Red wrap-up that night. I'm assuming it'll be a late game, like at 9.
It will. Oh, my gosh, yeah. Styles make fights.
Yeah, Pacific time.
So it's Creighton style versus Gonzaga style. Can't wait to see what's going to happen.
Yep. So 9-3, 8-4, or 7-5.
There you go.
From Josh.
Yes.
Thank you very much for being here. No guest this week, but this is what we're going to be talking about for the rest of the year. Next week is Big Ten Media Days.
Right.
Then camp starts.
Yeah.
You're going to look up. Preseason football will start. Then Nebraska will be playing.
Don't you feel like you're ready for it right now? Or you need like a week or 2?
I probably need some more prep to get ready.
No doubt.
But for Nebraska, I'm ready to go.
For sure.
It's some of the other teams I got to do a little more prep on.
No doubt.
But August 28th, Kansas City against the Cincinnati Bearcats.
Yeah.
When the season gets started.
I know. I'm excited for that Nebraska-Michigan game. It's a family thing.
It's a family.
Father-in-law from East Side Detroit.
Yep.
I'm clearly a Nebraska boy.
Yep.
Can't wait.
Yeah. Thank you to Caleb for manning everything over there and making sure everything works.
Yeah, thank you.
Executive producer Mike Allen for paying the bills. Video team, Stable, great for putting everything together.
Appreciate y'all.
As a reminder, we are sponsored by Bud Light.
Bud Light.
Making things
easy.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy, whether you're watching basketball, football very soon, boxing, baseball, all of that. Easy to drink and easy to enjoy. And remember to follow and like and subscribe to our YouTube page. Because I think currently that's the only place you can really watch us. We've got to get Apple and Spotify figured out because people keep asking me about it. I'm like, I don't know.
We're going to get it.
We got to get that figured out. But in the meantime, watch us on YouTube. Subscribe, like. We appreciate you taking the time and watching us as well. Josh, take us away.
Hey, Josh Jones here with Michael Severe. You know how we do it. It's a Let It Fly show.